I'm diagnosing the streamer with normal. Oh no, I'm definitely bipolar. Like there's certainly things wrong with me. But like I'm not an introvert, but I'm also not an extrovert. Bit of a lunatic. You know, honestly, like I think I would agree with that. I'm just a bit of a lunatic and sometimes an asshole. Okay, let's go to there. No, I said that I'm a bit of an asshole. I'm absolutely a lunatic and a bit of an asshole. You like people for 15 minutes? See, I don't agree with that, but I can't keep up conversations. Like I like being around people for hours. Like I go to the pub quite frequently, but when I go to the pub, it's like I go to the pub, I order a fancy mixed drink, and then I sit there for 3 hours. And unless people talk to me, I don't generally talk to other people. Although sometimes I do, but it's pretty rare. I will usually just kind of sit there and I will just like people watch and eavesdrop for like 3 hours. And the bar that I go to is a hotel bar, so it gets some really random fucking people in it. Which is, I think, part of the fun. But screwed those up. Humans are nice, but they tire you after some time. Yeah, I don't know. So, some people talk about other people in a way that, and I notice like people who describe themselves as introverts doing this a lot. They start to describe other people like they're a different species. I'm very much not like that. Like I am definitely a human, but, and I feel like I'm human. Okay, how are you not of value yet? That is bothering me. It always ends up with strangers saying weird shit about how you look. Say weird shit about how they look. Back at them. See how they like it. See if you get punched in the face. I mean, what else could go wrong? All right, you go here. You go here. So so we've got what? A dozen bedrooms. Some of these are filled with multiples like Raybrit, Kosoth and Cybrek, Celesty and Kiliot, Merlin Buff, Peasant and Akre. So plenty of these are doubles, which is good. We're getting to the time of year where this is going to freeze, so we're going to have to work on the wall for this side, which is going to go down to here and then connect around here somewhere. And then the one which is going to go around here and then connect to here somewhere. We need blocks. That's what we need. We need to go and look for any more found jet. Watch me just like run out of jet and then never find more. And then I'll just be like, well, I guess I'm swapping to a different material. Let's stick around in this layer where there seemingly is quite a bit of it. Honestly, if somebody's glaring at you, they're the problem. You had a bar in your old apartments. You missed that spot. If I didn't have a bar close to where I lived, I would find one. I'm one of those people where I kind of need a drinking spot. I do have one friend who I hang out with sometimes. He's in his like 60s. He just hangs outside and smokes weed and drinks every single night. So someone that I can just go babble at. We both have community garden plots in the same community gardens, so we can just like yell at each other about gardening and complain about our neighbors. It's a pretty good time. Oh, he's very much retired, yeah. Although, fortunately, I'm nowhere near as much of an alcoholic as he is. He drinks a 24-pack of Molson Canadian per day. I drink, like, a beer. A beer, maybe. You wish you had a toking buddy again? Yeah, I think the secret to being a happy stoner is to have a friend that you can be a stoner with. That's much? Yep. He's probably some of the last people in the world to be able to actually retire properly. Because that's a dream of the past. All right, looks like King the Space Disco Fox says, "Hi, I'm your liaison from the Mountain Homes. Let's discuss your situation. There's much to share. Information has been added to the civilization and world info. Chat, I'm going to go check in on Heatstone. They want Windows? Yeah, sorry, we only use Linux here. Wow, Heatstone has 750 dwarfs in it. Look at that. Toe Thief's still strong as fuck, though. No fighting going on in that area? Just some stuff down here? Looks like the Dark Goblin Fortress of Profane Ransack is attacking the Dwarven Fortress of Helm's Blizzards. Good for you, Baron Grimswald. Ah, well, I found the aquifer. Got a metalsmith's forge that's been claimed. Or if that's standing there. We grabbed iron. Cloth thread. Gems shining. Bars of metal. We need cloth. Well, I can trade. Which at the very least will allow me to get some cloth going again. You know what? I'm going to approve this and then just ignore it. It's going to hurt my moods, but that's fine. Oh, for fuck's sake. Really? Come on, game. I just clicked the button. Man. What are we Jesus Christing about? Telenarthos wealth? Because, like, that's not even close to the richest person. Tickets-wise in this channel. Not even close. There's somebody lurking with, like, 70,000 currently. And at one point, Diamond Destruct had over 1 million. Corticus, what kind of dwarf would you like? very least give these dwarves some privacy. Crap, can't actually. Just double check to make sure that your other dwarf didn't migrate over. Does not look like it. Planter or farmer, beard don't matter. Okay. I'm gonna say I got some pretty happy brewers. This one's decently happy. Zephon. I don't really have any strict like numbers or hours or things, but when it comes to like being officially a fan. Meanwhile, then Stone used to be rich. Check, can I get a round of beers? Because Stone used to be rich. Well done, Stony. So this is Corticus. He can be very single-minded and is curious, and sometimes to his detriment. He doesn't cling tightly to ideas and is open to changing his mind. He is not inherently proud. He is not inherently proud of his talents and accomplishments, and he is very humble. He is slow to anger, and he does not tend to hold on to grievances. He doesn't mind a little tumult and discord in day-to-day living, and often feels envious of others. He has a calm demeanor, and he tends to be a little wasteful when working on projects. He scratches his ear when he's nervous and needs alcohol to get through the working day, and doesn't mind being outdoors, at least for a time. Doesn't really care about anything anymore. Dreams of creating a great work of art, and personally lacks any respect for family, and sees those that deny their impulses somewhat stiff. And he has a negative view of those who exercise power over others, and sees perseverance in the face of adversity bullheaded and foolish. Zephon likes steel, goshenite, desert lime wood, clear glass, and hippo, and ivory. The color carmine and battle axes, and doors and reindeer for their large herds, and gray monsters for their bloated appearance, and when possible prefers to consume giant barracuda and nautilus, and cranberry wine, and absolutely hates oysters. Too bad you're on a beach. His very long beard is neatly combed, his sideburns are clean-shaven, and his medium-length mustache is arranged in double braids. His hair is clean-shaven, and he has very low cheekbones, and his ears are tall, and his nose bridge is slightly convex. His hair is russet, and his skin is pale brown, and his eyes are brass, and his eyes are somewhat narrow. All right. I'm going to build floors right here. I'm going to build another jet bridge right here, connected to the same lever. Good luck with that. All right, so we have two options of what I can work on. I can dig down next to this right here. I can dig down next to this wall, and we can add on to this wall, or I can start building this wall. Your budgie smells like rotten fruit. Did your budgie not eat its food? Because that's what that sounds like. Now I'm very curious as what TrueCarF is testing. It's like first thing you say in chat ever on that account is, don't mind me testing something. What are you testing? Slightly sus. It's like, I don't know what you're testing, but should I be alarmed? Also gonna need another layer out, I think. They're just making all of us testes, sure. Testing if Twitch chat works, maybe? I don't know. School was hell, I agree. So I don't actually need to go deeper than this, but... Oops. They shouldn't break things too much for me. So this is the area here where I screwed up. They're all very ugly. Who cares if they're ugly? Also, the only person who can say a fort is ugly is the creator of it, so only you can say your fort is ugly. Unless they're like a bunch of, like, I don't know, racist iconography, I don't think they'd be ugly. So now I just need these on the outside to come in and get done. And while we're at it, can go all the way up here. Where'd my jet go? Why is it also gone? Also got that artifact I gotta kind of pay attention to. Although I missed trading, so good luck to that dwarf, I suppose. Turns out, this is gonna take a while. And then pumping it out is also going to take a while. Right, well, at least this is getting worked on. At least I didn't dig into my underground thing. I mean, that's very, like, similar to the way I build forts stone in regards to that screenshot. Like, this is lovely. This is lovely. I mean, I would do flooring. I'd put floors in, but aside from that, it's fine. Totally doable. Okay, that's the last tile there. I need to fill here on this side. What? Why would you do that to me, game? Or not particularly practical fort, when I would say is the worst. Okay, so we're into late autumn. Which means I can just keep digging down. Really. I think I'm going to try and do the flat straight wall here. That's going to be my goal for this. Trying to just get this done. Because this is right there underneath that corner, meaning that right there is the first bit I got to do here. So it's up one, so... I don't actually know how easy this is to follow as a viewer what I'm doing, but essentially I'm just digging into the side of the ice here and can slowly digging down and using the ice kind of like scaffolding to construct a wall. Eventually it'll all just get pumped out, but right now it's just this slow process of like, you know, chipping away. And what happens to the ice for after you put the wall and melts? Well, the wall is suspended on either side by the ground, right? So the wall's not going to collapse, but anything that isn't suspended would theoretically collapse. Let's just go all the way down the side here, because these will all fill back in. And the ocean will just fill in next spring when the great thaw happens. So we're digging down one further. You're going to be priority number 1. Let's just get you dug out. Don't cause me any grief. The ocean shall consume. I don't know about consume, but it shall certainly rebuild. And then this lower layer down here can go down. And the whole point of this is to eventually have an ocean with a wall all the way across it on both sides of the ocean so that I can then later go in here and pump all of the salt water out and just have an empty, dry ocean bed. My favorite plan that I've devised in my head for this thing is actually how I'm going to pump it out. I'm going to wait for it to turn to ice. I'm going to count the number of Z levels I need. I'm going to then channel down into the ice, build a pump stack in the ice, let the ocean flood back in, and then just turn the pumps on. So it's just going to start pumping from the bottom as a pump stack already built with water all the way up around it, and it'll slowly just drain itself down, dumping the water out over on the outside. Also, this kind of is just like Stone's fort. You're right. I'm finally understanding what Chad is discussing. This is Stone's Seashore's wall. it's going to be satisfying. It's going to be interesting to watch. I'm hoping we get to that today. That's kind of my goal, is to get to that today. Okay, so this is from up here. They can work on that, which we can do after this is done. This is kind of a mess to look at, but it's fine. You really enjoy Cavern Wars? What, fighting with the cavern critters? They really do kind of feel like when the Cavern Wars work and you're prepped for them, they really kind of feel like you're fighting the Viet Cong or something, because they're constantly just like popping up out of nowhere and like just wrecking house. And I kind of love it when it works. Let's wait for this to all get done. There a whole dynamic you weren't ready for? Well, I mean, learning this version of the game is kind of a thing if you're not expecting that and you're used to version 47. I remember I think you used to play back then. They always throw something wild in regardless. You just barely dabbled in version 47? I remember you used to watch me back in those days, so I don't know who played and who didn't. Be cool to have a massive tower structure like the Colossus of Rhodes or Lord of the Rings. I mean, my plan for the surface, right, is I've kind of got that one tower that I've started over on the sand beach, and then I'm going to build another one over on the forested beach. So I'm going to have 2 towers, one on each beach, and then the big tower in the middle of the ocean, and then the 2 towers on each beach are going to connect to the tower in the middle. So chat room, here is where I send you guys my humble request. Please let me leave the population cap at 80 for another year, because I didn't get enough done. Ugh. And I still don't have anywhere enough space for more dwarves. If they all cram into our little temporary fort, they're all gonna like freak the hell out. If I had more dwarves, I could get more done. It doesn't necessarily work like that. We'll keep it until year 311. And then amber is the color of our energy, and we have to release the dwarf population. Or at least until it's like trading season, you know? Cosmic Drama, thank you very much for the 6th month, and welcome back. Thanks for keeping that sub alive. Appreciate it. All of the December folks are now bumping up to, you know, month 6. December and January folks. Okay, let's go along the top here as well. That sounds like thieves again, probably kobolds. That was the wrong material. Ah, it's just skulking filth. It's just kobolds. I do really like that we're getting kobolds on this map, though. We're gonna go all the way along here and dig this out. Instead of it just being a sheer cliff, they can actually get down there. Uh-oh. It's not good. A force of dark and vile has arrived. Soldiers, I'm just gonna tell you to kill these guys. We do have a good number of well-seasoned soldiers, led by a very well-seasoned soldier, but I'm not going to put the dwarves into any sort of protection zone. So let's see, what are they chasing? Oh, great, they're chasing a crab. All right, well, the goblins are trying to become crab. That poor crab. That crab did not deserve that. At least the crab served as a distraction. F's for crab. Crab was the best thing that, like, happened to us right there. And, goblins are heading straight in the front door, and the dwarves run away in fear. I'm actually just going to station the dwarves right here. And go, where is they? Where's my military? Are they popping out up top? Ah, there's also goblin snatchers. Snatches! Snatches! Although, okay, so dwarves are going like the worst possible way they could be. They come down and into the fort. Are they actually fighting anybody? Oh no! I'm just gonna lock all these doors. Oh no! Oh no! Merlin buff! Merlin buff, no! Why is there a goblin in the room with you, dodging around like crazy and fighting with you, but I can't actually hit you? What is happening? Is it... Do you have guaranteed, like, dodge or something when you're lying down and sleeping? Because... what exactly is happening right here, right now? I, have several questions. Keep sleeping, whatever you do, Merlin buff. Do not wake up. Do not wake up. Keep sleeping. He's just gonna keep dodging. It's fine. Just whatever you do, do not wake up. The military will be here eventually. Uh-oh. Well, I told you not to wake up. You shouldn't have woken up. You should have stayed asleep. Well, rest in peace, Merlin buff. Sleeping, whatever you do. Hold on a second, I'm clipping that. All right, that's clipped. Sweet. Anyway, here comes Analysis Lover here to show them how it's done. Runs through and skins every single one of them alive. And I'm sure would have done better, however, unfortunately, Merlin buff didn't make it. Go back to training, military. I think it's time to move the military into a better location. And I also desperately need some trash disposal, so we're gonna make one of those. Oh, I need some mechanisms. Let's just make 10 rock mechs. Are the snatchers gone? Probably not. Yes, they are. The population didn't drop, so they didn't get anybody. Why are you naked? Oh, it's because you're running around babbling. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. At least you're dying happy near a waterfall. Babbling indeed. PA90, are you asking me to check in with your dwarf? I don't have any commands with that, like that. We speak to each other by talking. And I don't have any fancy plugins or anything to make that shit work. You're currently constructing a building up on the surface. Yeah, if you want to know what's up with your dwarf, just ask. Babbling, yes, like a crazy dwarf. Babbling dwarf is as good as a dead dwarf. Congratulations on using your words as a greeting. I feel greeted. All right, let's some more of this mined out. Really hoping I can just get to the bottom. Nearest likes words for their ability to communicate. Certainly. But mostly hilarious. I mean, it was certainly sad, but very much hilarious. All right, let's go down here. Give us a raising bridge. Conglomerate bridge. Do this. Can you ask if your dwarf is all right? Well, they're not dead. I know that much. All right? You're okay. You're digging a channel. You're a full-time miner working outside. You're satisfied at work, but annoyed when caught in a snowstorm. Frustrated after being unable to acquire something for too long, which I'm sorry about, but also, sorry, not sorry. Oh, I see. I can just... Still have to go down one further layer down here. Need that to get done. Just slowly digging. Ugh. I mean, that's a valid concern about your dwarves' bed safety. And I can confirm no dwarves are safe in bed or otherwise. But don't have as far to go now. Which is quite nice. We're going to go all the way along here. We're going to do this again. And something else I need to fix is this. Because these last two were on the wrong layer. So I'm just going to dig or build stairs up to here. Out of whatever. Fix that. How's it going, Bob? It's going pretty good. And yourself, sir? What's up, Bunny Company? You played a new version and they reworked the entire UI and all of your over years of gained muscle memory doesn't work anymore. Yep. Yep. Well, I mean, the whole point of this version was to redo the UI, right? Chat room, I think we at the bottom. So I've almost got this wall done. Yeah, no, I was in the exact same boat. I mean, learning this version on pre-release when there was no, like, guides or anything out yet, and while they were still building it, because I got this version a handful of days early. I think I had it like 4 days early. There was a good period of time there for a good couple of days where I was just basically sitting here cursing. It took me like 7 to 10 hours before I could really like play the game functionally again without having to constantly go, where the fuck's this menu? And like having to DM somebody who I knew who also had it early and be like, have you found this menu yet? And they'd be like, no. It was a lot of that. Like, why does this not work? What do I have to do this thing? Yeah. You catch up pretty quick. It's still the same game. Like, it's still the same game and it's at its core, so it's not too hard to catch back up, Bunny Company. Yeah, it took me, like, I hadn't figured out the new military UI until after, like, a couple of days of premium being out. Or rather, I'd figured out most of it, but there was a few bits that I hadn't figured out yet. I'm certainly not this superhuman, like, I learn every game perfectly immediately person that some people think I am. Underwater walls and structures in a place that doesn't freeze? Yeah, pour lava on the water, turn water into obsidian, dig out obsidian, make base. Or use pumps. See, here's the thing, right? It's not on Steam, so fuck if I know. But there was a Twitch stat tracking site that used to exist up until relatively recently when it shut down. And last time I looked at it, I had about 8,000 to 9,000 hours. And that's just an estimate based on the fact that the first hour of most of my streams isn't Dwarf Fortress, even though I'm in the Dwarf Fortress directory. And that's just time spent in the directory. And that's also just time spent streaming. So probably like 5,000 to 8,000 hours, give or take. I remember when I quit streaming RimWorld, I had about 4,000. No, I mean, what I'm saying is with a little bit of practice, your muscle memory will come back to you and you'll figure out how to play again pretty quick. $9,000 hours is a year? Yeah, I've probably spent about a year of my life streaming this. But also, you got to remember, this is my full-time job, right? And there was a good chunk of the pandemic, especially for like most of 2020, where I was just streaming 7 days a week, like 8 to 10 hours a day because there was fuck all else to do. And I used to stream 7 days a week before the pandemic, but then I stopped. But then I kind of started again, but then I stopped again. So I got to get this layer, this whole thing one layer further down. I'm going to channel this out some more. Shark Jumping Walrus, thank you very much for the $1.47. Appreciate you, friend. But yeah, no, I know this game pretty well, but I'm certainly not perfect. If I have the record, no. No, probably not. I would say probably there's quite a few people that have more time in this game than me. I can tell you for a fact, I'm not the person with the most amount of time in this version of the game either. And to me, I think that's just like rock solid proof that I'm not even close. Because like, there's a number of people with like 2,000 hours already in this version. I have like, what, 800 currently in this version? Yeah, 822. Which, like, some people keep being surprised that it's low, but it's like, you know, I stream the game 3 days a week, right? Mm-hmm. The Planet Coaster, you mean? Although those sites are all inaccurate because nothing started tracking Twitch like that until about 2017-ish is around when all that data starts actually being accurate. So it missed more than half of the time I spent playing Roller Coaster Tycoon because I streamed Roller Coaster Tycoon from about, oh boy, I want to say about 2014, 15 until, I don't know, actually, when I stopped exactly with that. Around the time I started giving up on that niche and jumping directly in all hands on deck into Dwarf Fort. What's this fort's idea? Exclamation point goal. Gotta go one layer lower. I go from here across. Well, Open Roller Coaster Tycoon was what gave me my first real traffic to my stream when I was still new. So, OG, technically. Three pints of Ben & Jerry's at the store. I can't remember the last time I bought ice cream. At least not in that format. I buy ice cream cookies sometimes. If it's really, 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 really hot, I'll buy Chapman's ice cream cookies. But I don't buy ice cream, really. I sometimes buy frozen yogurt. Very tasty. Can recommend. We're out of food again. God damn it. I'm dedicating far too hard to building this wall and not enough to keeping food up. Grumble. Okay. Like, I'm focusing everything on just doing this. Fortunately, I got plenty of dogs, so we're not going to be starving anytime soon. Free coffee and ice cream? Sounds like a really, 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 really good way to wish that, like, you worked somewhere else if you did that every day. It's like, I used to work at McDonald's, which meant free McDonald's. Did I ever eat it? No. All right, let's do that. Then you have to explain it to the border guards? Wait, really? I guess that makes sense. Sea otters! Horse was found dehydrated. Well, all right. Speaking of dehydrated, I got corpses and bodies I got to deal with, so let's do this. There we go. Butchered a few things. No longer out of food. Oh, wow, that is a pretty hefty discount. They're everything bagel ice cream? I could see it. I could see it. Proud Nime, the fort's going all right. I mean, we keep running out of food and like drink because I'm paying 0 attention to my food and drink scores. And I keep missing trading because I'm in the process of damming an ocean in the winter so that I can drain it. Which is a bit of a process and requires some pretty quick wall construction. But we're getting there. We're almost down to the bottom. We're also, you know, beginning this side as well. So I'll actually have like a mostly functional wall quite soon. I think I'm actually going to knock out a chunk of this. Do that. Do this. Just so that it's a little bit more interesting looking. You love everything bagels? I also love everything bagels. I buy everything bread, actually, which is like everything bagels, but it agrees with my blood sugar better. Any diabetic out there in chat will know that bagels are like the equivalent of stabbing yourself in the heart repeatedly. If you're a diabetic, they are horrifically terrible to the point where like most doctors will just straight up recommend don't eat those. As wonderful as bagels are, I fucking love bagels. They try to kill me, so I can't eat bagels. Probably not going to get all of this done, but I will try. Probably not. No, I have a spike pit idea that I would like to implement. And then probably wash away the remainders and then flood it down somewhere. Maybe cannons. Okay, let's see if anybody gets compressed in this. There you go. Perfect. Nobody got compressed in it. Awesome. Magos Nashoid, what kind of dwarf would you like? Will the wall sink if the water melts? Not if it's connected to the shore. Otherwise, yes, it will collapse. But this will ideally be connected to the center here, right here. Right? So this one down here will be connected to this right here. All this will be connected, and then all this will be connected. This will be connected to the shore, and then this will be connected out here. So ideally, we shouldn't have any issues. You missed the first part, sure. So we are right here, and if you watched any of Heatstone, Heatstone's right there. So we're just like east of Heatstone, essentially. Would you prefer beard or no beard? I've got both of those things. Because I got metalsmiths up here. And I do have some pump operators. Hey, cool Dan. Yeah, shoutouts to Corvinus. Beard preferably? And in that case, we'll have to go with a metal worker. Somebody like maybe like Olan up here? How's that? This guy? Oopsies. This guy. How's that look? If that works, we will go with that, Magos. Oopsies. Let's see, spell it NASH OID. He's gripped by crippling shyness and finds something humorous in everything, no matter how serious or inappropriate. Cracks easily under pressure and is very quick to anger. He isn't given to flights of fancy and he is stubborn. He does not easily fall in love and rarely develops positive feelings. He tends to not be swayed by emotional appeals and does not easily hate or develop negative feelings. He is somewhat fearful in the face of imminent danger, and he finds helping others to be emotionally rewarding. Though he wishes this were not the case, as he considers altruism foolish. He prefers everyone live. He prefers. Where was I? He prefers to present himself modestly and doesn't focus on material goods. And he often feels discouraged. He rarely feels discouraged, and generally finds himself quite hopeful about the future. And he is quite quarrelsome, and he is bothered by this since he values friendship, and he tends to think before acting. He needs alcohol to get through the working day and does not mind being outdoors at least for a time. Dreams of raising a family, and personally is affronted by the whole notion of maintaining decorum, and finds so-called dignified people disgusting. Finds sacrifice to be the height of folly, and views loyalty unfavorably. Doesn't particularly respect commerce, and doesn't care about nature one way or another. And dreams of raising a family. He likes alabaster, copper, and yellow diamond, a giant mountain goat horn, and amber, the colors saffron and octahedra, and leather armor and the sound of the lace of adoring and the sight of the gloss of smiling, and when possible prefers to consume blood gnat. You like blood gnats? Really? And tomatillo wine, and alpaca's milk and grapes. His left ear is broken. How do you break an ear? Isn't it all cartilage? Like, is that possible? Anyway, he is broad-bodied and very fat. He has a very high-pitched voice, and his slightly protruding brass eyes are very wide set, and he has a very long beard, which is arranged in double braids, and his sideburns are clean-shaven, and his long mustache is arranged in double braids, and his hair is clean-shaven, and he has a broad chin. His burnt umber skin is slightly wrinkled, and his hair is burnt umber with flecks of gray. Nom nom a blood gnat, supposedly. All right, so this is all the way down to here. So this area up here is the last one we gotta do. You definitely can. Well, I know, like, it is possible to, like, break your nose, and a nose is mostly cartilage, so I guess, like, would be logical, but I don't know. This concept of his ear is broken is just like, what, really? But I guess I just learned about a scarring, painful injury that I've never heard of before, so hooray for that. So this should be the bottom layer, right? Everything beneath this is just stone. So that should be the bottom layer of the ocean. Chat room. An ad is about to play. Cybrek the weaponsmith has been found dead, dehydrated. So chat, an ad is about to play. I'm going to go take a real quick toilet break. You guys can follow this dwarf. I will be back in, I don't know, a minute or two. All right. I return. Hey, the ad's just ending. Perfect timing. Okay, so dwarves are finishing up the last of this. A few spots here that need to be fixed. Weaponsmith was found dead. We're failing that artifact. Place those. You see, there's stone down here. It means we've hit the base. I mean, it would be a pretty opportune time. And the reason it would be opportune is because it would pause, so it doesn't actually matter if a vile force of darkness arrives. Work go good? Currently, yeah. You've been doing coursework most of the day, Paxmac? Gotcha. Well, your dwarf's still alive, so that's good. And we're not dead, so that's also good. I mean, this fortress has been very little paying attention to the dwarves and a lot of just construction. So, yeah, I think you migrated over from the other fort, Paxmac. Hello, Q and Green Tea. Hello. Hello. I'm out of jet boulders, so they've stopped making jet blocks. All right. This is going to be fun to watch collapse back in on itself when winter ends. jet blocks can't melt ice beams. I mean, they produce no heat, so... I mean... No, they can't, actually. They very, 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 very much can't. But you know what? Jet blocks can sit beside ice beams. Although jet blocks don't melt, unlike ice beams. How's that? Still in poor taste, but whatever. All right, how many more do I have? 34? This should be enough. Huzzah! All right, so we got the eastern wall is complete down to the base of the ocean as of now, which means we should be able to have this wall done next year and begin pumping, which I can't wait for. That's going to be awesome. Because this wall is now completed, because there's no ocean underneath this. So if I jump over to this, we can see that my little wall from here goes from the surface up here all the way down to here, and then this is just dirt underneath it. So we go all the way down to here. How many streams old is this fort? We started yesterday. I mean, this is the actual fort. This is where everybody lives. It sucks. They hate it. And the only actual nice bedrooms we have are these ones. And then I've got this construction that I've been working on, which goes through the ocean. And I've got this bridge over here that I've started. The end of winter is coming. Yes. I mean, we have until second month of spring before it thaws, so we'll be able to get this done. Let's see how much of this is actually connected. All of this still needs to get done. Oh boy. This side's all connected to the beach. Sweet. Okay. Let's go back down to here. Okay, well, there's a ton of jet down here, so we'll mine all this out. As well as dolomite, which I need anyway, because it's flux. Ooh, olivine. Fancy. Got some good stuff down here. More olivine. Good, good, good. More olivine. Excellent. Because I like keeping things color coordinated. It's funny, I don't give a shit at all about symmetry in my builds, but I want everything to be color coordinated. That's, I guess, my own little brand of broken brain. Need things to look a certain way thing. Don't worry about it, Ranger Rick. Dwarf Fortress will teach you how things actually work. Definitely in real life. Mm-hmm. So many dwarves are still building stuff. Is it? I don't actually know. Is it a crystalline mineral? You'd have to ask somebody who knows what a geology is. You know what sucks, chat? Is when there's a band playing at a local venue that you like, but you don't like the opener and you don't like the headliner. It's like, well, I guess I'll just wait until the next time they show up. You have no angry because you migrated them into another holding? I mean, that's one way to get rid of angry dwarves. One of the better ways to get rid of angry dwarves, even. Also, I'm kind of amazed. I'm still this is also my first fort that I started on this version. So this is the first fort that I've started on the experimental branch. I'm kind of amazed with how well the frame rate is holding up. Like, we're sitting at, like, well, unpaused, like 80 frames with 80 dwarves. That's kind of bananas. Sup, Huguru? Around the world in 80 frames. Speaking of, 28th of Obsidian, late winter. I'll finish this up. Saw the new Spider-Verse today. I've been told by a lot of people that that Twitch ads are making people hate the new Spider-Verse. Yeah, we were blessed by the presence of Huguru yesterday during System Shock. It's actually been kind of interesting because, like, in December, this channel got a huge boost of audience, right? And a lot of new people tuned in, and basically everybody watching right now found my stream for the first time, right? And then when that happened, a lot of people that had been watching me really consistently for a long time kind of vanished off into the ether because they prefer smaller streams, which is fine, right? Like, definitely there's been some audience attrition since then, because they want to watch streams that have like 30 to 80 viewers and don't really want to watch somebody with like 150 plus because for some reason they think chat will be unreadable. Anyway, those people all left, but a bunch of OGs have come back. Like, people from like 5-6 years ago that like haven't watched my stream since like 2019, 2018, earlier even, have all come back. And I've seen people lurking again. It's weird. It's like, what? You've been that annoying viewer? What, did the stream get too big? Not annoying. People come and go, dude. Like, I realize this. Like, every now and again, like, I'll be like, man, what happened to this one person that used to watch me like 5 years ago? Like, there's this one audience member from eons ago named Epic Raykirk who used to watch this stream. It was like my 70th follower or something. And last I checked, I was having some major health issues. So sometimes I just, like, if somebody doesn't tune in for a really long time, I get kind of worried. It's like, man, I hope they're okay. That's usually all it really is. Like, if you want to watch other people, like, I don't care. Go do you, man. Don't really bother me one way or another. I mean, obviously, it's nice if people tune in every day. Like, if every single one of my 20,500 plus followers tuned in every day, I would be very happy. But, you know. It is what it is. I mean, even I, like, just will drop streams sometimes that I've watched really consistently for a while, and then suddenly I'll just disappear for a while. So this whole space here is going to be probably pretty reminiscent to Long Death in its aesthetic, except it's going to be in an ocean. So, my drink is dropping. I don't like that. But with rubber floaties? Yeah, and kayaks, maybe. A long depth. I like it. Oh, I see why this is taking so long. They're taking such a weird roundabout route to get over here when they could just walk direct. I mean, I generally don't vibe with animation, right? Like, I'm not an animated film person. Like, at all. So, you know, different strokes for different folks. You live in a country where people don't sleep because the sun don't go down or come up, depending on the time of year. So calling you at 2 in the morning would be perfectly normal, I would think. I think I clicked the right one. Okay, that is weird. People still have jobs that start at 8 a.m. I know, I'm just pulling your whatever exists to be pulled. I'm pulling your something or another. Don't mind me tugging on your whatchamacallit. Sheesh. It's like, well, it's your fault that you're taking me seriously. Change, sure. You wish that your whatchamacallit would get tugged? Word. Feel that, Pack Smack. Also, well, actually, I mean, there is flooring right here, right? Actually, this is something I need to do. I'm literally just highlighting this so that I can see where what is. Actually, no, I can't do that way. I should just build the drawbridge. I should just do that. You know, let's actually just channel this whole thing out. We got like a little more than 10 days to get everything done. And then after that, well, the ocean thaws. Snow's gonna go away pretty soon, though. I'm also really happy that this map actually snows. Like, I don't generally get maps where it actually snows, which is kind of neat. The big whoosh? Oh, the real big whoosh. Alright, we're getting these built. And then we're actually going to have, like, a wall. And I can spend the summer constructing the edge walls. They all do know that you're a night owl, and it's weird that they're all calling you at 2 a.m. You know, I can't remember the last time somebody who wasn't my mom called me. Like, I actually don't even know, except for, okay, my mom or my dad. I was gonna say, like, when was the last time my dad called me? My dad has called me in the last not long period of time. But, like, outside of my parents, oof. So how deep is this? We are on the surface. This is an ocean. A pretty telltale sign is look at this on the side. You see this little line here? If you can see blue, the middle of this is approximately like ground level. So if I go to like right here, this is us at ground level, right? So if I scroll down, we go above into the sky and then down into the dirt. So this is surface. This is an ocean. Yes, like an ogre or an onion. I'm pushing this. What could possibly go wrong? We got 14 days. Here they all come. There should be enough to get this done. So what I'm doing is I'm slowly digging down. I'm waiting for the ocean to freeze. And then when the ocean freezes, I'm digging down into the ocean to wall off chunks of the ocean. So that once I'm all the way down to the bottom of the ocean, I can then put a big pump into that water that is completely separate from the rest of the ocean on the outside, pump that water out, and then just have a big space with no water in it. That is the goal. And then we're going to build our fort down at the bottom with a big tower in the middle. And towers on either side, just for aesthetics. And front door, because cool looking. Yes, drain ocean, expand. Exploit, exterminate. I don't remember that part of 4X games. But... And so in doing so, I'm making sure all these dwarves are very sad. I mean, this one's panicked reliving being attacked. I mean, look at this poor dwarf. She does everything in her power to avoid excitement and stress after seeing a goblin's dead body in 302. She's horrified, in fact. Okay, we're on the first of slate. Guys, we got 6 days. Come on, dwarves, get this done. All right, Celesty. You better book it. You better book it. Second of slate. Uh-oh. One piece that didn't get done, though. Who's coming? Someone better be coming to put a thing away. There you are. Okay. Dobor. A migrant has arrived. Oh, stupid idiot. The third of slate. Oh no, I got bad news, chat. So there's a camel. Camel, I hate to break it to you. But things are not gonna go well for you in the next minute. Well, chat, do you have any final words you would like to say to this camel? Camel, good ocean swimmer, it is known. Oh, camel walking towards beach. Come on, camel. Come on. Walk to the right. Just keep walking to the right. You've got 1 day. Just come on, camel. The camel lives. No, camel. No, what are you doing, camel? Why, camel? Camel, please. Turn around, camel. Turn around! Buddy, no! Oh. Okay, Camel, walk off the map. I warned it. Chat, could somebody try and get that whole thing into a clip, please? Please. Please. Bubble. Gurgle. Anyway, let's see if it's leaking. So this is the algorithm of the water refilling. You can see all these ripples. It's even more obvious, I think, in ASCII. All filling back up. Oh, I found another camel. This one isn't dying, though. This one must just be really tall. This camel must be very good at swimming. This can't be the first time this has happened to this camel. Has no listed swimming skill, but, you know. Thank you. So that is my addition to the wall for this side. And then this side goes all the way down to bottom. With no leaks or holes. There's a random dead reindeer, buffalo, a horse. Well, I'm sure there's some swimming camels in real life. I'm certainly not complaining about how fitting it is. I just think it's funny. All right, let's see. Can I get more claystone in here? Also, I fucked up. Super duper duper did not fix this wall. I did build the stairs for it, but didn't fix it. I mean, that's just like how I explain to people that deer can swim, and they're just like, I'm sorry, what? It's like, that's why there's like deer on all these random little tiny islands around here. It's because deer can swim. Same with cougars. And raccoons. Although raccoons, I'm told, it's usually because they're running away from something that's trying to kill them. And then they just get lost. Water camel. Camel, no! Camel, why? I love all these different clips. I will find the best one and definitely have to use it. Okay, well, so far, so good. Looks like fishing can get back into business. Let's fish back to business. Because, you know, we got to escape the Huns or something. To defeat the Flood? No, that's Halo. We're certainly not playing Halo. Why did they send me elves when I asked for dwarves? Wow. That's a good one. I like that. Because you're the saddest bunch I've ever met. That much is truth. keep moving down. This is the layer I'm looking for. This isn't a Halo stream? No, I don't think so. I'm not actually going to do a Mulan cover as much as some of you probably want me to. Need to lurk, sleep, work tomorrow, but hopefully not that bad. Cheers. Hopefully we'll see you Saturday. Hopefully the remaining camels survive. I mean, that one could have. Caught another one of my streams. It's like catching a shiny Pokemon. Although generally I think my streams are pretty consistent, so as long as you're free at around the same time most days, you'll probably be able to, you know, say hello most days. What do we got? Pump operators taken by a Fey Moon has claimed a stoneworker's shop and has already zipped off. Go do something. But that's a Goat Plays Games. Where are you at? There you is. Got Chalk. Chalk Boulder. 84 run, what? Coal burns for about a year and a half. And I think that's actually true for real life, too. So, yes, it's going to burn. And it's going to keep burning. And 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 probably never stop burning. Do I have a shearable animal? Nope. Great. Well, that dwarf might be dead. You got lost on Twitch and found yourself back here finally? How's that? Rather, how'd you get lost on Twitch? But hello, Tekken. How's things? I think Tekken's trying to say he's been cheating on me with other streamers. Such a shame. Gasp, right? Scandalous. Yeah, pretty much pulled in. With many of the pros for weeks, months even. Yeah. Well, it's been a while since I've seen you, so. I mean, one of these years you'll upload another tutorial, Tekid, and then when you do that, I can be like, see, chat? He did the thing. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a process. Gotta keep the newbies around. But Corticus, you have a good night's sleep. Happy 1 a.m. But I don't know. I've heard through the grapevine, Tekid, that there's going to be a patch soon, TM. So if there's going to be a patch soon, that would mean finally you get to, hopefully, experience the lovely frame rates that I've been having for the past month. I'm really hoping it'll just be like SDL2 Mac Linux done. Because it'll be real nice to stop having to answer the question of when the Linux port out. It's really the only thing I want. Is just not to having to answer that question anymore. Maybe one that isn't just a crypt. Crypts can be fun, though. Yes, but not. But yes, but well, once that rework and like finds its way out to some sort of completed state, then like at that point, yeah, your tutorials are not going to be relevant much anymore. You have an invincible Zodney Echidna that you want to trap and keep because he was given an awesome name. Problem is your dwarves get stuck in combat when anywhere near him. Dig underneath him and dig up. That should break his inability to move, but yeah, then they'd get stuck again. Any thoughts on a way to capture him? You need to break it. You need to break his aggro with something. Basically, just leave him alone and let him unroll up. Is what you need to do. And eventually, theoretically, it should snap back to like its normal form and then start walking again. But I actually haven't had to deal with that myself. Chat, anybody have any ideas on how to capture a zombie echidna? Okay, we're hitting more aquifer. Oh, right, yeah. Okay. So, I mean, if that's the issue, then yeah, I don't know. Because that's what I would do with a normal echidna, is I'd wait for it to unroll. I know that, like, exterminate would kill a thing. Actually, what I would do is just, I would dig right underneath wherever it is, assuming it's not moving. Place a cage trap, and then channel up. And drop it into the cage trap. And hope that it just kind of rolls into the cage trap. And once it's trapped, you can kind of do whatever you want with it, really. We're out of food. Again! Yay! I really need to expand my farms if you hadn't noticed. Cheers, Paxmac. Well, that's just kind of placeholder. Shape right there. This side over here needs to go in. But I think I'm actually going to try and connect to this beach down here. And then I will channel out a bunch of this once we get winter again. Throwing hands with the ads ATM. What's that mean? What do you mean by throwing hands? Gonna leave it paused for a second here. Carve out more bedrooms on the side. Deep Space, thanks for gifting a sub to Nuzzle. And Bucket Glass, what kind of dwarf would you like? Sheev Palpatine. Can I just name it Palpatine? Because the name Sheev just kind of hurts my soul for a multitude of reasons.
is madness! Madness. This is stoned hobo. This is hobo. This is hobo.
Yeet. That'll do. All right, so the angriest dwarf in the fort, who isn't named with a beard, is going to be Palpatine. Twitched it again. You don't know why your sub here keeps dying. It just is what it is. Stoned Hobo, how are you today? It's good to see you. So this is Sheev Palpatine, or just Palpy, as we're going to call him. He is always in love with somebody and often develops positive feelings, is gripped by crippling shyness, and is a constant state of internal rage. Is intellectually stubborn, rarely changing his mind during a debate regardless of its merits, and he has a great trouble mastering fear when confronted by danger. Likes a little excitement now and again, and tends to be a little wasteful when working on projects, and he is somewhat uncomfortable around those that appear unusual or live differently from himself, and he tends to ask others for help with difficult decisions, and he doesn't often focus on material goods.
Can remember it this time.
It's fine. Don't worry about it, dude. He isn't particularly curious about the world, and he prefers to present himself modestly. He is very humble and currently less private, and currently more thoughtless, and needs alcohol to get through the working day, and doesn't really mind being outdoors at least for a time, and doesn't really care about anything anymore. He dreams of raising a family, and this dream was realized. And personally, after he killed them all, personally, he believes that it would be a fine thing if all time were leisure time. Sees family as one of the most important things in life, and sees power over others as something to strive for, and believes that peace is always preferable to war, and values a harmonious existence, and finds artwork boring. He likes mica, rose gold, blue jade, dead Jedi, and hemp paper, and the color chartreuse, as well as barrels, and the words of the style of lace, and the sound of the wonder of lilacs, and the sight of the Order 66, and the gloss of smiling. When possible, prefers to consume pond turtle and perry and giant one-humped camel's milk and coffee cherries, and absolutely hates fire snakes and most Padawans. He has a very long beard and which is in double braids, and his sideburns are clean shaven, and his very long mustache is neatly combed, his very long hair is tied in a ponytail, and his nose is short, and his dark peach skin is slightly wrinkled, and his hair is auburn, and his eyes are silver, and he shoots lightning out of his fingers sometimes. Family-wise, he has 2 kids, and one of them is dead, and he's a member of the Metalsmiths Guild. God, I wonder why his family's dead. Can we just, like, as a society, just go back to calling him Emperor Palpatine? Because now everybody calls him Sheev Palpatine, and, like, nobody refers to him as just Emperor Palpatine. Like, let's go back to calling him Palpatine. Let's be respectful of our elders and just call him Palpatine. Because Sheev is such an awful name. It's such a bad name. It's like somebody threw, like, darts at a dartboard covered in letters and was just like, this is what we'll call him. The former Emperor Palpatine. See, I'll take that. I'll take that. By the way, true to my form, the inside of this tower is not going to be symmetrical. Just an FYI to those of you who love the symmetry that I'm working on right here. It's not going to be. The rooms are all going to be somewhat random. Organized, but not symmetrical. Like this. Kind of deal. And you know what? Let's let them do this first, then we'll do floors after. Your frames dropped by 60, something's cooking? Uh-oh, that's not good. Assuming it's not your CPU that's cooking, because that would be real bad. Or we could just call him Emperor Pimplestein and just, you know, go back to OG, like, mid-2000s jokes that weren't funny. I, once again, do not particularly take specific requests for dwarves. Otherwise, I would be spending my entire time building audience requests for dwarves. So, nah, I'm good. The only pop I know is the vocalist of Ghost. How did that get suspended? Well, now I wait. For a palpitation? But how's things, Hobo? What's up, man? Nope, can't do it. Doesn't work. Like, there's an extra P. Like, there's too many P's in that. It's like Palpatine. It doesn't work. Really just doesn't work. You know what's crazy, chat? Like, you know what's absolutely bonkers? I've been live for getting close to 8 hours. No idea when that happened. Like, today's just kind of skyrocketed by for me. I suppose time flies when you're bending an ocean to your will. Or just pretending to be Moses. Another thief. Okay, it's just a kobold. And it's gone already. What happened to you? I mean, it's less of a what happened to you and more of a why aren't my doctors doing their job? I mean, it's probably got something to do with the pathetically tiny hospital I have that's currently a mud puddle. That's filled with other unconscious dwarves because I have no thread. I really need to just dig down to the caverns. I need to just go find the caverns. Even if I just seal it off. Because I need thread, like, now. Well, that's not good. Uh-oh. So a vile force of darkness arrived and then immediately left, and it was a human. And I didn't get the chance to actually see who it was. Well, that's slightly concerning. I mean, it's not the worst. It just means that we did something to upset the humans. Potentially. Let's go to about there. One, two. That'll pop out. One, two. Two. Wait, snatchers? Bunch of goblin snatchers. At least these are much easier to deal with on this side. Dwarves should just collide with these and deal with them pretty quick, I would think. All right, well, they're trying to run. Dwarves got them. At least the first one. Don't see any sneaking their way back into the fort. Ah, that's what we needed. Discovered an expansive cavern deep underground. Well, chat room, we found the first cavern lair. That there is mighty convenient. Let's dig out into the caverns and see what we find. I'll get down here in a second. Here they come. We got Orthoclase. Gabbro. Good fun stuff. I do like it though when the Vile Force of Darkness sees our stuff and then just goes, ah, and then leaves. There's something about that that's kind of hysterical. Oh. I guess staircase continues down here. Let's just go down to there. It's early summer, meaning pigtails should be alive. Not seeing any spider webs. I need the fuck. Computer being fixed is generally good. See if I can get over here. Gather not. This is a very tall cavern layer. Goat Plays Games has been struck in by melancholy because I didn't have iron. This is true. Are you having a bridge cord connects two landmasses together, travel across your bridge, and sometimes it could be an enemy civ? Yes, but there has to be, like, things for them to attack on the other side, right? Enemies can just wander in sometimes. Like, not meaning to attack you, but accidentally attacking you, per se. And that's probably what just happened, is they were just wandering in. They're just exploring. This is such a vertical cavern. Here they come. Cave spider silk web we found. Here they come. Okay, there's cave bats. Human caravan has arrived. How many sweet pods? Where's all the goddamn pigtails? Well, I guess what I can do is I can build some web collectors. Just get us some silk at the very least. And hopefully that's temporary. I don't really want to keep that there. And, I'm just going to put a gems stockpile right here. What, Joe and Bruh's D key being broken? Not just the cat, but its physical connection to the rest of the computer. You've been using copy and paste for ages. So I used to know a guy who had a laptop which had like half the keys removed for various reasons, mostly due to him getting really mad at his computer while playing StarCraft. But his Q key like just didn't function in the slightest. And so he just had a notepad file on his desktop where he would copy paste Q, and he would just always have Q copy pasted. He claims it was from hitting QQ too fast in StarCraft, which is hysterical. Into a quiet lurk and maybe watch some tutorials you desperately need to watch. Well, do what you gotta do. No, he played StarCraft. StarCraft and Diablo. I don't actually think League was out back then. This was like 07. So no, just normal StarCraft behavior. All right, well, hopefully this will get fixed up a little bit. Then we can get the other side done. Why do I keep doing that? You almost forgot League existed? There's some drama going on in League right now, which is kind of interesting. Like, they've had their entire North American Summer LCS team walk out because the, like, I think it's a union that represents them, or at least the management group that represents all of the esports players in League of Legends and LCS, basically was just like, no, you cannot cut the junior league because 70 people will lose their jobs, and then, like, the players walked out. So, like, NA League basically doesn't exist right now because Riot wanted to cut the junior league, which, like I said, would kill like 70 people's jobs, which is kind of wild, actually. Like, I watched League back in 2014, but I mean, it's kind of awesome, actually. And Riot's response basically was, well, we'll wait for them to come play again, or we will cancel the whole season. And right now it's looking like they're going to cancel the whole season. So, NA's basically just out. Most people do, yeah. It's pretty easy to hate Riot. I know some good people who work at Riot, so I have a hard time just like openly blanket talking shit about Riot because I know some really nice people who work at Riot who I've known in the industry for years because, you know, Riot's got money and people got to get paid. But yeah, as a corporation, they're a pretty nasty one. Like, I know a few people who used to stream full-time and shit that I know through Twitch since, like, as long as I've been doing this, who went and worked at Riot. Yep, basically, Bobtron. All right, well, I just need to import food, really. I just want to buy all of their cheese. I have no idea what's going on with War Thunder. So cannot comment if it's the same as War Thunder or not. Now I just wait for my broker to get up here, who's currently conducting a meeting. So I'm going to swap your job to Neriv. Neriv, you just got a promotion. You're now my broker. Thank you, Warfu. Damn right. Okay, let's trade. Mark all. Trade for all the meats. Trade for all the fish. Trade for all the random roots and all the leaves. Maybe not the plants and leaves, but let's do leaves and fruit down there, leaves and fruit there. Let's just do that. And I'll bring cheese until it goes yellow. There. Trade. There we go. Food issue resolved. There we go. See? 600 something food. That's what we needed. Gosh. Let's jump back down to here. Looking around for pigtails that are growing. Actually, is there anybody collecting webs? Yeah, okay, we do have dwarves collecting webs. Dangerous gerb. One's got to do it, though. Don't actually know if dwarves can run to here, so let's find out. This little plateau here seems to be where stuff is growing. Kind of hoping they can run this way. Let's see. Is it reachable? Yes, it is. Means they'll be popping up here momentarily. Eventually. Oh, there's a dwarf down there. Just want to have as much view as possible of the cavern. Being in combat against nothing. They have to be in combat with something. Is there something flying above them? Because they can't be in combat against nothing. If they're all forming up into a square, it means there's something in the square that they're fighting against. Sounds like birds would be my bet, but... Oh, there we go. You think that they are fighting each other? If they're fighting each other, then you just have to wait for the fighting to stop. Like, quite literally, there's, like, not much you can do. But there's no combat log? Then they're not fighting. If there's no combat log, then they're not fighting. So, I'm not sure what's going on. But, like, if they are fighting, then it's likely that it's... If they're fighting, then it's likely that it's a bird. Otherwise, I have no idea. Yeah, true. Are they in the military and fought recently? They might also all just be injured. You might need a hospital. Could be another thing. Like, if they're all, like... They might also all just be, like, injured and, like, dying. Speaking of injured and dying, is Salty still up there? God fucking God, what the hell is wrong with you, Salty? Like, someone should just come up here and rescue you. What the hell is happening? Someone should, in theory, come rescue wounded, but... Like, the entire fort is in combat. Unfortunately, without actually looking at your fort, I have no idea. It's one of those... Like, there's a lot of weird esoteric things that can happen in a fort where it's like, unless I can straight up see what's happening, and look at it myself, I have no idea. Like, I've suggested all the possibilities that I can guess based on your description of what's going on, but outside of that, I'm at a loss, so. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be much help. Think I'm going to go here. Going to do 2 more fisheries out of microcline. I'm going to do a butcher here. And then like in this layer, 1 layer up is where the tavern's going to be, up here. I mean, it certainly doesn't sound like they're doing anything of the sort. The audio. So I highly doubt that. Based on that description. I mean, they say that they're in combat, meaning... Well, actually, no, they can't be in combat. If there's no combat log, they are not in combat, right? So my assumption is either they're injured or something is spooking them and they're terrified. But if you said that they're locked in a square, then without looking at it, I have no idea. But I would recommend reloading a save to the last time when they weren't doing that. Because there's probably something weird going on, as in like a setting that needs to be flipped or like something that could break them out of it. But without having the save on my computer, I can't tell you. If it's 7 of 7, they'll drown. So if it's 6 of 7, they won't walk through it, but they won't drown. If it's 5 of 7, they can sort of walk in it, but they won't pass through it. If it's 3 of 7, they can pass through it, but it won't train swimming. I don't know what exactly you're trying to do with the water, but... Water doesn't fill up that much, says Prelatigo. Water goes up to 7 out of 7. 7 water parts per block. With a snake around your neck? Just don't let it kill you. It's plotting your death right now. You know that, right? Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. I know who 7 of 9 is. Boy, howdy, is that a bad joke. Actually, less of a bad joke and more just of a deep cut. We're up to... How many bedrooms total? 23 bedrooms. Well, we're getting somewhere. He's not plotting your death. He's a good noodle. Until he tries to eat you next time. I love snakes, but their brains are about the size of a, like, kidney bean. They're not exactly very smart. They're like maybe the dumbest pet you could possibly have. If not the dumbest, then like top 5 dumbest pets. That's not a pet. That's a scam. Joe and Bra. I've never talked to a tarantula, so I don't know. I said one of the dumbest. Like, come on, they're adorable, but you had to pry one of yours out of the cage. My Goat Plays Games has passed away due to me not having the right materials for their artifact. So rest in peace, A Goat Plays Games. Which is unfortunate. That dwarf came over from the other fort. Totally could have made their masterpiece some else, like, in the other fort, but they had to come here to do it. Okay, you right here. Make stuff out of limonite. Big iron bars. Make steel bars. Let's just turn these off. Certainly helped with mood, but it's time to just get the new fortress built. This will be much better for everything overall. Did you ever migrate? No, not yet. Handful more beds coming in. I'll post it in the pet section. Let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a very stuck quail. Yeah, I've always wanted to keep quail. They seem like a fun pet / egg source. PA90 has claimed a stoneworker shop. Hopefully they like silk and not like llama wool cloth. Mimics would be a really cool monster in a reclaimed fort. Reclaim a fort sometime, and then start digging around, and wait until you just find random forgotten beast in the basement. Because it'll happen. There's Ryo Shinkat's bedroom, Aiden. Block of Glass got one. Darius and Glass Half Empty are a couple. Nutwick's got that bedroom. Ray Britt's got that bedroom. And I realize that they don't technically actually have ceilings on these bedrooms right now, but it's fine. We'll eventually work through that hiccup. Wait, mimics or 10 mimics or 10 quail? I really hope you're getting quail and not mimics. If you're getting mimics, I fear you may be a future Dark Souls boss. Anywhere and everywhere. Yeah, no. One of my dreams in life has always been I want chickens and bees and maybe quail. Just seems like a fun hobby. But, you know, basically need to drive and, like, quite literally need actual land. Can't do that in an apartment. You posted your noodle? That is, in fact, a noodle. Noodle likes the beard. It allows it to hide. You have a cousin that raises racing pigeon. So I assume racing pigeons fly, right? Like it's who can get home the fastest. In my mind, they just like put them on a little horse track and go. I like my mental image of racing pigeons, much so. Yes, exactly. See, like you guys agree with me. Like this is how racing pigeons should properly. Like one of these is hysterical. The other one is the actual reality, and I prefer my hysterity. Okay, let's get these extra shoes here from these goblin invaders removed. Catch that pigeon cartoon. Nope. Never watched the Catch the Pigeon cartoon. Foot race, yes, the pigeon foot race. Can't wait. All right, so that's all done on that side. So where can I put? You know what? Yeah, sure. Let's do crafting up here. So I'm going to place. We're gonna do forges down at the bottom. 1930s Italian pigeon with a racing scarf and an old stock car with a pencil mustache. Yeah, of course, it needs the mustache. It's going. Mee! Okay. Also, I remember discovering a couple of years ago that we have a local carrier pigeons club here, and they do also host pigeon racing. I remember looking at their website and going, man, I don't think there's a single person in this club under the age of 65. Could absolutely go find their HTML ass to, like, early 2000s website again, but... And I remember because when we looked at it, when we found it, it was right at early pandemic, not like right at the beginning, but like pandemic had been happening for a while, and it said monthly potluck has been canceled. But I just remember that being on the front page of their website. So rest in peace, their potluck, I guess. Got lots of microcline. I'm gonna start building in with microcline for some of these walls. Just to give some color variation. Guess I could do a diagonal door, but that won't... Well, actually, here, I can do it this way. I'll be fine. You know, I'm not certain purring maggots work. As in, like, they basically purring maggots were legendarily bugged for years in that they just didn't work. Like, you couldn't milk them and couldn't catch them for a very, 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 very long time. And I'm not certain they work now. But in theory, you would catch them using a vermin trap and then keep them in the vermin where something shop where they will be milked. As for can you actually do it? I'm not, like I said, I'm not certain if it works. What's up, Fraser? Notice half of your dwarves are naked. At least you can see it now. Because I remember talking to somebody in my chat, right? And they'd been playing Dwarf Fortress for years. And they'd been talking about yada, 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 yada. No, I've been playing this game for a very, very, very long time. You know, I've seen all this stuff. You know, I spent so much time doing this, blah, 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 blah. And then out of nowhere one day was just like, wait a second, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm making clothes for my dwarves. And they're like, why are you making clothes for your dwarves? I was like, well, their clothes are degrading, so I need to replace the clothing that's degraded. And this person's just like, the clothing degrades? At that point, they then apologized and said they wouldn't backseat me ever again. Because, like, back in ASCII, like, unless you clicked on individual dwarves, there was no real... And looked at their inventory, there was no way to, like, determine what they were wearing, if anything. I've taught you so much with this damn game. You know, I wonder if the player base of Dwarf Fortress would be noticeably smaller if it wasn't for little old me. I'm starting to wonder. Okay, so you're sitting here. What do you need? Cut gems. Yep. Bones. Ah. Wait, didn't you not already have bones? It really highlights stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's actually like very eerily similar to the original, like dwarf specific UI. It really hasn't changed much. It's kind of interesting, actually, how close it is to the old one. Ooh. Cool. Well, at least they're not stealthed, and they're just kind of hanging out. So, you know what? Dwarves, don't aggravate the angry Olm people. They're blind, they can't see. Okay? This one's dwelling upon being unable to help something for too long. This is a cave and they can dwell. Yes, we will permit them to dwell. Also, there's red sand in these caves, which is kind of cool. God, this is such a convoluted route they have to take. Holy shit. God, I wish we could just be friends with the Olm people. Why can't we be friends? We're just putting a wall up here. Yeah, we're just gonna build around you. You know, just don't mind us.
Let's take a lovely tomato. Remove everything that's good from it. Seeds, vitamins, nutrients, everything that's good about it. And just jam it full of shit, garbage, shit sugar. And put it in a shit bottle that sounds like shit when you put it on your shit. It's shit. Stop eating ketchup.
Hi, Orange. How are you? PA90, the miner, has created Tabar Kur. A Dolomite statue of a bat and offers it to the machine of oceans. A bat, you say? It'd be even better if it was a jet bat statue of a bat, but, you know. This is a Dolomite statue of a bat. All craft store ship is of the highest quality. The item is a masterfully designed image of a bat in Dolomite by Cogsack. It is encrusted with emerald cabochons, emerald cut adventurines, and encircled with bands of cushioned Dolomite cabochons. That's where I screwed up. And pig bum. This object menaces with spikes of water buffalo leather, and on the item is an image of the new Smiles, a marble coffer in adventurine. All right, so now the question is, where do I put it? I think it has to be constructed somewhere, right? Question is where. I think for right now, I'm just going to put it right here, but don't lose it. Fort Pretty Pog? Well, thank you. I mean, the bedroom layers are going to look awesome. Then this winter, we're going to have to dig down here, get the rest of this, like, finished. Then once we do that, we get to start pumping. I feel real bad for every dwarf named Cogsack because chat just makes fun of them endlessly. That's why we can't have nice things, chat room. So this can be food stockpile. This can also be food stockpile. And this can additionally be food stock. Well, no, that'll be enough up there. Just those two. We'll do food stockpile and other food stockpile. And this can be for food, everything but seeds. Then here, I can put stills. I mean, if you say, hi, I'm 12, you can, in fact, get banned from Twitch for that, yeah? That is true. That is true. Truth words being spoken. We'll do Dolomite Kitchens. Wait, really? You know somebody who got banned for that? I mean, I'm not a cop. I'm not going to report you. But if somebody reports you, then yeah, you can, in fact, get removed. Also, holy shit. Reviews on Steam port of Street Fighter bad? Wait, no, never mind. It's mostly positive now. Because it certainly was mostly negative for a hot second there. Seems like people were just getting crashes off the bat. Maybe they got a hotfix in. He had to send Twitch staff a pic of his ID to get banned. That's kind of sus. Yeah, true. A bad port from Capcom is kind of expected. Someone who isn't playing Diablo? You know, I don't understand why everybody's been talking about D4 all the time recently. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, you know, I thought that game came out back in 2015. Like, why is everybody talking about Dark Dreams Don't Die? Yeah, no, not playing Diablo. Played Tekken once. It was all right. Yep. Actually, now I'm curious. How many people on my following are playing Diablo right now? All right, chat. So I'm going to read off my following list, right? Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Because apparently game's done quick, just started. Diablo, just chatting. Diablo. Slay the Spire. Diablo. Halls of Torment. That game's pretty fun. Asgard's Wrath, whatever that is. Calm down, T-Pain. System Shock. Good. Beyond All Reason. Hi, Disnuff. Hearts of Iron. Diablo. StarCraft. Sid Meier's something or another. Final Fantasy something or another. Fall Guys. Weirdo. Diablo. City Skylines. Legend of Zelda. Diablo. Circle of Curvizolvzen. Dota 2. System Shock. Diablo. Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun. Diablo. RimWorld. City Skylines. Diablo. A Train Odyssey. Diablo. And Little Nightmares 2. Yeah, everybody's playing Diablo. It's amazing how quickly people forget that studios do horrible things the literal second they put out a video game they like. Now, your follows that are online are Dwarf. Really? It's just like me and like whoever else is on? Or is it literally just me? It might actually just be me. Tekken isn't online right now? Gotcha. Oh, hell yeah, Baldur's Gate. You still remember? Some people do. It really is kind of a little bit disheartening, though. Yeah, I know. Fast. I'm really happy I still have, you know, pretty good view counts on this channel, but I'm not going to lie. The collective death of the rest of the directory as of late has been kind of concerning. We're starting to move some stuff up. My favorite food source in the game? Highly depends on the fort, but usually just farming. But it does vary from fort to fort. This fort's probably going to end up being pretty fishing heavy, actually. Just because of the fact that we're in the middle of an ocean and, you know, it's everywhere. Like, I'm not going to say no to unlimited free food. This is a stream you always come back to, even if you can't afford to sub. Well, let me just say this. Anybody who stops watching a streamer because they can't afford to sub is really silly. Like, if that's your if that's somebody's reasoning to stop watching a stream, like, man, that's like silly. That's the only word I can really use. Because number one, if you're super active in the chat, odds are pretty damn good you'll get gifted a sub anyway. And two, it's like streamers don't care. Like, if you can't afford to subscribe, we don't give a shit. That's fine. We just want people to hang around and watch, right? Giant FPS drop because of giant toad got stuck behind a door. Really? Well, that'll do it. No, it didn't get patched out. They just, things can still get stuck on doors. It's just the keep doors tightly closed option got patched out, which was the main cause of it. But it can still happen. I need to... I'm not trying to be, like, a dick or anything, but personally, I don't think a minute and 30 seconds of ads every 30 minutes is that bad. If it's a stream I'm watching, I'll just keep watching, personally. You keep coming back even though you usually stream when you're asleep? Well, I mean, I can't fix that. And also, it's not, to be clear, the ads being thrown at you is not Twitch. That's us. If streamers blame it on Twitch, they're bullshitting. Like, if they claim to not know how many ads are being thrown out, they know exactly how many, because we have control over how many ads, and we have the option of either showing ads before you tune in, so like right as you tune in, or alternatively on a schedule. And on a schedule is statistically better for attention in literally every way. Even though some people don't believe me, it is true. It is statistically better. Plus, there is a Chrome extension that works really well for blocking Twitch ads right now. Just go look up a Twitch ad blocker Chrome extension. Anyway, what? Eight to 10 ads in a row now. Okay, so that's because the streamer has set their here, let me show you something. It's kind of bright, so you might want to squint. This is my dashboard. See, it says a minute and 30 seconds of ads. This is my schedule. I've written this schedule myself, right? So I made this schedule. Every 30 minutes, there is an ad break of a minute and 30 seconds, which should be about 4. So if a streamer is saying, oh no, you got 10 ads? Well, that's awful. I'm so sorry. But they see a button right there on their dashboard that says how many ads they're going to show and when they're going to pop up. So it should be 4 tops here. So I try and keep it reasonable. Make it abundantly clear that they're taking a break. Yeah, I don't do that. I wish I was I'm trying to get better about like staring at the thing, but like if you don't run automated ads, you don't get put into Twitch's recommended algorithms. And also it kills raids. So yeah, I don't know. Also, it's the difference between making like, for me, would be about $3 a day in ads or about 30. The extra $30 a day is nice, especially for days when things are slow. Because I, at the very least, know that I'm going to get some money. I'm just, I guess, bringing this back around to what started this whole topic is, if you're going to stop watching my stream because you can't afford to sub, just complain about it and we'll gift you a sub, probably. Wouldn't it be the same if you manually start them? No, because I wouldn't be put into Twitch's recommended algorithm, right? You're only recommended if you don't have pre-rolls. So whenever I forget to start them for, you know, X amount of time, I would be removed from their recommendations. All right, let's make rock pots. Let's just do 71. Through Twitch? Well, see, here's the thing, right? How much does a channel of this size make through Twitch? I can't tell you that. Not because, like, I've signed something, but the revenue varies wildly. Like, I know somebody who has, like, twice my average view count and has, like, 150 subscribers, right? What brings in revenue is subscriptions and bits, right? And then ads help. But like the actual money comes in from subs and gift subs, right? So currently I'm making about, this is before taxes. On average, I'm doing about 2.5 to 3 grand a month right now, USD, on Twitch before taxes. So subtract 30% from that. Before premium came out, I was doing about $900 to $1,200 a month. I mean, now it is. Back in December, I made, it was what, like $9,000 or something ludicrous? And that was with like 1,100 concurrent. Raging Cave meets with King the Space Disco Fox once again because it's that time of the year. Gonna request a steel anvil. They want ammunition for next year. All right. Not that I can actually do that. But yeah, I can't tell you the exact amount of what a channel this size makes because it varies. And also there's the thing where I don't pursue sponsorships like at all. And that's where the vast majority of the money in this industry comes from. It comes from sponsorships, not from views, not from subs. But I have zero interest in pursuing sponsorships. Because I want to be the product and I don't want to sell you guys as the product. If that makes any sense. Yeah, you make gypsum in a kiln. Also, Net Fraser, thanks for $2, by the way. But I also leave a lot of money on the table. I mean, like, my mom, like, looked like she was going to choke on her coffee when I told her I turned down a $70,000 a month deal back in December because stake.com wanted me to stream slots. I had to stream, the deal basically was I would have to stream 2 hours of slots per day I stream. So if I stream on that day, I have to stream 2 hours of slots. And it was like a minimum number of hours per month or something. Yeah, and I said no. Just to stream slot machines. But like, isn't that against TOS? It wasn't in December. And also the site that it was for wasn't crypto-based. They own non-crypto-based sites. It depends on the site and it depends on who it is. Pretty much. Actually, don't do that. Just buy some of that alpaca wool. That I don't run into that issue again. There we go. Trade. Oh, it should be illegal. You wouldn't blame anyone for accepting that? I mean, I realistically probably would have had it for a month or two. I haven't made that much this year, including that big bump from December. Probably won't ever make that much in a year. You have a feeling it would have killed my channel? I don't think it would have killed my channel, but it would have certainly hurt. Got so many fish. Let's start making meals. And let's go Do labor, standing orders. Not standing orders. Kitchen. Don't cook any of my drinks, please. So they were going to pay you to get addicted to slots? Well, the way those slots gambling sites work for streams is they pay you and they recoup your loss. They pay you back for your losses, basically. So you basically get to gamble for free, keep your winnings, and they pay you a salary to stream their gambling. It's a migrant because we're at my population cap. Exactly. F-Trooper. You basically hit the nail on the head with that. They're paying you to get other people addicted to slots. But, you know, like, there's other sponsorships I've turned down that are like, I don't like this company. Like, you know, but, you know, money is weird in this industry. I get by, and I'm doing okay, admittedly. But I am fishing. Dude, we're on a frickin' ocean. Yes, I'm fishing. I know everybody's shocked by this, but we're on an ocean. I don't know if you've looked at this fort recently, but this is an ocean. You like the weird bird tower? I mean, that wasn't the design intention, but it kind of does look like that. What about the flying colony of bees? Decided to not slaughter the lambs. Oh boy. Any chance of crab herding in this fort? There are no giant crabs in this fort, so unlikely. Got sole, salmon. Got pig tallow roast. I've got all these lovely fish, and the first thing they make is pig tallow roast. If I make a bunch of beehives during the winter, it's possible they'll run out there and collect them. But I don't know. See what kind of blocks we're looking at now, or how much jet I have really. We're in 66. Well, I could do some more bedrooms. Shout outs to the dwarf that gets the oversized bedroom there. Well, these aren't really black. They're dark blue, but dwarves have dark vision like in D&D, so they can see in the dark. It's just a thing that happens. Yeah, it's another weird bug in this version. I used to see that with other things, but not beehives specifically. Termites have been doing that. Also, damn, 8.5 hours. Man. It's almost System Shock o'clock. Did we ever get, no, it's happening, actually. In regards to the soundtrack on vinyl, Tekid, it's happening. It's not a no, it's happening. The thing is, the record pressing plants are like a year and a half behind, so I wouldn't expect to see it until like late 24, mid 24 at least. But that's just me guessing, because first mastering has to happen, and I'm assuming that's probably done by now. As I'm sure Dabu's got too much free time. I'll pay him $99 too. Only if you buy it through Bandcamp, because I doubt it will be that much. Soundtrack's not that long. This creature you have returns surrounded with light with new vibrance of intensity while its charcoal colored skin. Very interesting. Enjoy your lurks, audio. I got lots of jobs for the dwarves to be doing. That or I just had the game paused. Yeah, I've just had the game paused. Looking into the ocean? Well, because it freezes every year, I absolutely have the possibility of doing stuff like that. Just need glass and such. But no, I mean, there's going to be no water here eventually. Like, all of this water is going away. It depends on if it's a double vinyl or single, right? I missed a dwarf redeem. Oh shit, I did. An observer. Madame, you should have yelled at me. What the fuck? What kind of dwarf would you like? Heck, I'll give you 2 because you waited so long. I'm sorry. Currently very little machine, but I'm working on it. Any beardless dwarf is good for you. I'll give you the happiest beardless dwarf I can find. Consider this an apology. Oh. Ex-military. Look at that. I was probably just rambling about something completely unrelated. So Cog, die blows, an observer, often feels filled with joy, generally acts with mercy and compassion at the forefront of her considerations, and she is very comfortable around others that have a different appearance or culture. She has little interest in joking around, and she tries to get things done correctly each time, and she often feels envious of others. She likes a little excitement now and again, and she is conflicted by this as she considers tranquility preferable to tumult conceptually. She is brave in the face of imminent danger, and she is slow to trust others. She tends to assume that the worst of 2 outcomes will be the one that comes to pass, and she doesn't handle stress well. Needs alcohol to get through the working day and doesn't really care about anything anymore. She dreams of creating a great work of art, and this dream was realized, and she personally would have the world operate in complete harmony without the least bit of strife or disorder, and sees family as one of the most important things in life, and views tranquility as one of the highest ideals, and greatly respects those that observe decorum and maintain their dignity, and values skills and does not value skills relating to fighting, and dreams of creating a great work of art, and this dream was realized. She likes rock salt, tin, star ruby, giant winged blackbird, giant red-winged blackbird, giant gray squirrel tooth, and the color amber, and sheep's wool and spears, and alpacas for their resemblance to a miniature llama, and Rios macamen for their mischief, and the sound of the winter of lilacs, and when possible prefers to consume parsnip wine and mung beans and bitter vetch leaves, and absolutely hates large roaches. Her hair is clean shaven, and there's a lot of rotten stuff over there. Her hair is clean shaven, and her somewhat narrow brass eyes have thin irises. Her nose is somewhat narrow. Her hair is gold, and her skin is copper. And this dwarf has 5 notable kills and 8 other kills, including a late hex, toe thief, and growled menace. Retired military dwarf of the previous fort. Going to set the military to ready. Let them just exist. Go help for a bit. Yeah, blue dwarf is Tyler, another previous dwarf from the last fort. Oh shit, we've got just eggs everywhere. Well, that's good. All right, chat. Looks like the freezing has come back. Instead of doing it this way, I'm going to do it this way. And out here, jet. It's not going to be a land bridge. It's going to be a wall. So it's going to be multiple layers tall all the way around. And currently my dwarves don't even have a way into here. They're just stuck on the outside. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be building this wall up, right? It's going to go up and over, and then we're going to be removing all of the water from in here all the way down into here, which I think we're going to have to save for Tuesday, though. I'm certainly not going to get that done today. I got the wall on this side all the way down to the bottom, so the wall goes all the way down to here, which you can't see right now because it's frozen. But yes, we have made some good progress. But currently, this construction project is going decently well, actually. Surprisingly enough. Problem is I'm out of jets, so. Want to microcline down here? Might actually miss a year of production because I'm out of jet. We're looking for more jet. How am I going to remove all the water from there? Pumps during the summer. Yeah, no, the excess will flow off the edges in fragrance. Uh-oh. An aquifer. Beginning to lament the loss of or the lack of jet. Shouldn't have used so much for bedrooms. Could have used a different material. Tons of microcline that I'm finding. No jet. It'll just do whichever. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't think something can both be hot and cold, can it? Well, I guess it could have like hot below and cold above, but like, I don't know. I don't think I've seen that. Oh, there we go. Found more jet. It's okay, chat. We can unpanic again. I'm gonna have to make this look slightly natural-ish. Just gonna completely obliterate the entire rock face because we just found more jet. And I'm also going to go through here and we're going to remove all of these from being forbidden, and I'm going to get more beds set up. Because, hey, more beds. In older versions of the game, something like that would flicker, so it would blink the colors that needed to be shown, but in this version, I have no idea. Like, honestly, I have no idea for this version. I have a question about weapons. Is there weapons types that generally is considered superior? Well, the thing is, certain materials are bad for certain weapon types. I wouldn't really say that there's any materials that are superior to another one, but certain materials are bad for certain weapon types. So, like, you don't want to make a copper, like, warhammer, right? You want to make a silver warhammer. You don't want to make a copper is just going to be worse than steel in almost every instance, regardless of the type, you know? So it's kind of just... A lot of it's just self-explanatory. Like, steel is just better than copper, right? So, it kind of depends, but it also kind of doesn't. All right, chat room. We've streamed almost 9 hours of Dwarf today. And I'm going, man, to finish this project is going to take another big stream. So I think now is a good time for us to swap over to System Shock. Candy is the worst Warhammer. Don't make Warhammers out of candy. But I think it's time for us to swap over to System Shock. So if you're here specifically for dwarfs, I will remind you that there's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of dwarfs over on my YouTube channel, as well as there's probably somebody streaming dwarves, right? Right. Okay, there's a few people streaming dwarves. Some smaller channels are playing dwarves right now. But for me, it's time for you guys to say goodbye, YouTube. Because we made good progress today. I mean, look at this. Even the YouTubes will be proud. Got these cool beginnings of this fort. This is a very promising start for this fort, even if these rooms up here are getting full of snow. Game, did you have to save right as I was going to save anyway? That's very rude. I put my marker in, so I will simply save and exit as soon as this is done. Bad timing, YouTube. And then we're going to go continue our playthrough of System Shock, which isn't Dwarf Fortress, but it's also not Diablo. So, maybe stick around? You can watch me get really frustrated at hacking minigames.